is the first step. So it's all downhill from there, really.
Did you peep my
But
last video that I did?
what's that?
Did you see my last video that I did?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
You couldn't have because you would have known what it was in there. You know what I mean? Watch. Wait, well, no, you know what? I'm sorry. I had just loaded up the video. No, I loaded up
Okay.
2 videos, but make sure you look at the Tavon Diggs. I'm sorry, Tavon Grimes video. And when you see that, then just let me know what you think.
Okay.
It's something in
Okay.
there
Definitely
that
will.
you're gonna be like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. But so let's kind of hop right into it. And I really want to get, pick your brain on some of these things and get your opinion on, like when the picks were peeling off the board and the top two corners peeled off in Horn and Surtain. What was your thought process at that point? Were you getting nervous? Were you getting, I'm sure you were anxious and things like that, but what was kind of going through your head at that point?
Yeah, I was definitely anxious because I was like, oh man, both of these great players off the board now. Like, who are we actually getting? And then it just made me think, all right, if it's not Sertain or Horn, will it be uh oh, I just had his head was on his name's on the tip of my head. The one that got his back injured. And he had
Oh, Caleb Farley.
Caleb, yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be Caleb Farley, and then I'm like, well, I guess it's going to be a wide receiver. And me personally, I wanted Waddle because I just felt that even though he had an injury, at the end of the day, he was walking fine. He's, you know what I'm saying, he in a suit and everything. He's ready to go. So I just knew that he's prepared. So, and at the end of the day, I never thought that it was Devontae Smith. I just thought it was either going to be Ward. I mean, excuse me. I thought it was going to be Waddle or actually I thought it was going to be Kadarius Tony from Florida. So I'm just glad,
Really?
I'm happy. But but because again, I never knew that we was going to go from 12 to 10. So um so we got the wide receiver that we got, and we're gonna keep on pushing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. I never in a million years would have saw us, trading up with Dallas, and that shocked the hell out of me. And as soon as we did, I knew we were going for Devontae. Definitely, I knew we were going Devontae Smith once we traded with Dallas. It was clear to me that they were making the move for the guy I think the playmaker that they really had their eyes on all along, because I think they really knew that Pitts and Chase were going to go off the board early, and it was either going to be Smith or Waddle, and things worked out where we got Jalen Hurts' man, because they're tight, and that's a good thing for us. They got that good chemistry. So
Well, that's the thing. That's what I thought about Waddle the whole entire time. Shout out to Eagles Champ One. Thank you for subbing me up. Random Austin. Yeah, I was scared too. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I thought we was gonna get a quarterback. I thought we was really gonna get a quarterback at the same time too. So that was another thing. But other than that, I'm glad that we had moved from 12 to 10 because of course we got a little bit of a beef with the New York Giants. I'm pretty sure like they was upset. And the reason why I'm saying this because I seen what's his name? Bulldog Sports. He's a content creator for the New York Giants. And he was
right,
saying I guess because another content creator was bagging on him saying how all the Giants fans was upset, and of course the Giants they wanted Devontae Smith, but we just grabbed him from him. And then after the situation from last year where Hurts was playing so well that they brung him out, as far as the Redskins game, so it left them out the playoffs. So I
right.
mean that's why I'm just like again I'm excited. I just can't wait till this training camp start.
I mean, so you were definitely surprised when we traded up with Dallas. I never saw that coming. You were definitely surprised by that.
Yeah, listen, while we because again,
I
for
mean,
one,
you hardly ever see interdivision, trades like that, especially in the top of the draft. It's
right.
very rare.
again, I didn't know I was gonna be off for the draft. Like not off, but I made it home, and I was just so anxious. I'm looking at my phone, and as soon as I get in the in the door, I turn the TV on, so I'm here. And you know how it's so you're so pumped up, and you're so amped that you're at 12, and now here it comes. You're at 9. No, from 1 to 9. You're like, all right, come on, hurry up, hurry up. Now we at 10, and then
Right.
all of a sudden it's din. That's that sound, like switch with the Eagles, and I'm like, wait a minute, are you serious? And then on top of that, I thought we was gonna have number 10 and 12. Don't ask me why, but because on my screen it never changed. It said Eagles,
Oh,
and it said Eagles 12. So I was amazed. I was like, yes, oh my god, we're gonna get two, and we're gonna get two for
right.
one. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen like that. But again, we got our guy, and again, I just can't wait until we do something. And well, until the summer camp comes.
Absolutely. Because to me, it really solidified that the Eagles are, at least for this next year, it's hurt season, baby, and they're buying in, and they're trying to put weapons around him. So that really made me happy to see them draft the Slim Reaper at number 1. But let me read some of these comments I got. Looks like uh, Rick McSee said, "Let's go get 700 plus subs by the end of the night. Spread the word." Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Big Play Slays in the house. He said, "Yo, my boy Niner Jay's in the house." He said, "Philly Foothills." Shout out, like you said, to Eagle Champ 1. He said, "Yo, he's in the house." And let's see here. Got a couple more. Find my spot. My bad.
Shout out to Eagles
Yep,
Champ 1. I just got finished disabling it, so maybe you can go back on there now and you can and say some stuff. So I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shout out to Eagle Champ 1 for being in the house and for subbing us up. But I think he subbed me up just recently too. Yeah, Big Play Slay. He said, I can't type in Mucci's stream, by the way. Huh? That's weird.
Yeah, they probably can now because I just got finished disabling it.
Okay. Yeah, Random Anton said, "Happy Cinco de Mayo, guys." Absolutely. Eagle Champ 1 said, "Sub to both of you."
Appreciate you.
Yep. He's in the house. Random Anton said, "I was scared we were going to go Fields." Yeah. I was getting a little nervous too. Howie's done some crazy shit. Excuse my language, but he's done some crazy stuff in the first round of drafts and things like that, of really early picks. So yeah, I'm just glad that I was able to take a real deep breath once they said Devontae Smith. Man, I was nervous up until that point for sure though. Eagles Champ 1 said, "Is Nest Out West Mexican? No disrespect, but just curious." No, I'm not, but I am happily married to a Hispanic woman of almost 20 years now, and we have kids together. So I have part Hispanic kids as well. So I have it in my family. So it's definitely there. But I appreciate you asking the question. I appreciate that. Let me read a couple more of these and catch up. Random Anton said, "Just because I don't trust Howie." Yeah, a lot of us still. I mean, we're going to get into it, because he made going with that number 37 pick. That was a lot of people are questioning that pick. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too. But
Yeah.
Eagles Champ 1 said, "I would go live stream. Supposedly, Mucci, your live stream kind of kiddie friendly."
Yeah, but I just disabled it. You know what? I know what
Gotcha.
it was. I didn't, after because
Yeah,
once you put
Mucci.
me on, I didn't switch it up.
Yeah, Mucci, he fixed the guy, so it should be fine now. Let's see here. Okay, so let me kind of talk about what I just mentioned. What was your? I was really, and I still am very, very skeptical about that number 37 pick of Landon Dickerson. I mean, I know he was probably, especially if he wouldn't have got hurt, he would have been one of the highest rated linemen in the draft for sure. But because of all the injuries he's had, I just really, I was really skeptical about that pick. I was upset at the time, and I still am, kind of definitely questioning it. So what was your thought process on that, Mooch?
No, that was the best pick. I mean, that was one of no, excuse me, that was one of the best picks. Meaning, just because he got hurt, I'm pretty sure he's fine now. Like if that was the case, you would see him limping. You would have been seeing him limping when once he went to Philly. He went with his wife. Maybe I guess if that was his lady, they holding the jersey up. He done walked around the whole building. He done shook hands. He done took pictures. And if they see him walking wobbly, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's fine. I'm pretty sure he can go now. It's just that as far as with Kelsey being in line, hopefully he'll just sit out, and if God forbid nothing else happens to the line, we be straight. So at this time, it's a perfect pick. That's the same thing that they said about DJ Metcalf, and they said about his neck, and he came in and he demolished the game. Uh, and again, we could have had him, but we went for JJ Arcega-Whiteside, and look at the situation that we're still in. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, that's just the thing. We've had so many injuries, compounding injuries on this offensive line, and that's what it kind of was. It left a sour taste in my mouth because with Dickerson, it's not just the ACL that's from this past year. He was hurt almost every single year in college, and it wasn't just one or two areas. It was both knees and I think both ankles too. So, I mean, obviously, fingers crossed. And I wish the kid all the luck, and I hope Kelsey can teach him how to kind of keep himself healthy, kind of like protect his body and things like that. So, definitely, I'm going to be, my eyes are going to on Dickerson this next year if he plays at all. But like you said, if it was me and we're able to, if our offensive line is healthy enough, I say redshirt him and let him get his body completely right. For the most part, maybe limit very limit his playing time, and let him go into 2022 healthy and ready to take over for Kelsey in the middle.
But see, here's the thing about that. I'm pretty sure they had to look into it. I mean, I guess maybe they said, you know what, we made a mistake not getting DK Metcalf because of his neck. Look how he's playing wonderful. Now it's to the point where we got Landon Dickerson, second round, 37th pick. Now, let's say if we didn't get him in the second round, will we get him in the third, fourth, or the fifth? But we just don't know because we don't know if who else was looking at him. So I'm pretty sure they dig deep into it because I'm pretty just like all teams when they look in scouting people, they're trying to, they look into just like the scout that probably looked into DJ Metcalf, DK, and said, well, what's wrong with his neck? Okay, yeah. So if this happens or if he get it repaired, what's going to happen? They probably told him the same thing that they told Seattle. He went back to the Eagles and said, look, his neck is this, but they saying he can get it adjusted and it will be working fine. But in case of how he said no, because I don't believe it, this, that, and third, I mean, that's otherwise. So now, again, we have Dickerson where he got both of his knees messed up. But at the same time, he was hurt. Even though he was hurt, he still had braces and he was still playing in college, So, I mean, I'm pretty sure,
Right.
again, once he comes in, the medical staff will look at him thoroughly and positively this time. And again, if they can reassure him, that's fine. So he can be ready for next year. So he can take Kelsey place, and then at the same time, he can still learn, moving forward. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, again, we're not doctors, and again, the way how he was feeling, the way how he was talking on the phone, how he was pumped up, he said, "I'm ready now." I believe it. So until further notice, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see until training camps come.
Yeah, definitely. And System of the Knot, shout out to you. He's a newer subscriber to my channel, and a good person. Definitely talking to him a little bit on Twitter last night. That he brings up a good point. He says, I heard 2 of the 4 injuries he had were cheap shots after the whistle, and I think that is correct. So yes, if he can try to avoid that.
Cheap shots on him, or he tried to do cheap shots on somebody else and hurt himself.
No, he got cheap shotted. Yeah, he got cheap shotted twice. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But Mooch, who so in totality of the draft, who would you say is, in your opinion, outside, obviously, outside of Devontae Smith, who is the best player that we got in the draft?
All right, in the draft, listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna name two: Kenny Gainwell and Milton Williams. Like I don't
Okay.
understand why y'all don't. I don't understand why nobody don't like Milton Williams. Like, and I was. This is what I was trying to tell y'all too. I was screaming this on you with you and Tony and Tony Shields, where I'm like, yo, he's baby. He's the baby Warren Sapp. Like I understand he got small arms, but all that don't matter. If you benching 500, I'm pretty sure you're moving just from smacking your hand. Like if the offensive guard or offensive lineman got their hands up and trying to do, how much or strength for him to do swim moves. Like he could probably break your arm if he's benching 500. Uh, so
Right. Well,
if he's bench
I mean, yeah,
pressed 500 one time, imagine what he can do with 300. So and he got. I understand he's from a small school, but that's the same thing with Boston Scott, and that's the same thing that we could say. Well, he's too small; he can't do this and do that. But until he start running the ball, then we thought everything of him. But Milton Williams, listen, definitely he's going to be a star. Trust and believe me. Uh, Kenny
yeah, because
Gainwell,
yeah. Go ahead, keep going. My
Dre.
bad.
No, it's all good. I'm just saying with Kenny Gainwell, um, I'm very impressed that we had got him because after I seen his tape the very first time, I'm talking like maybe I'm not going to say like a couple months ago. After I seen him, it was like, wow, I wouldn't mind getting him. But we already had our trust in Miles Sanders at the time, Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. No, excuse me, we had who else we had? Um, who
Last
else?
year we had we had the younger kid who played good in the Super Bowl, Clement. We had Corey Clement.
Oh yeah, so never mind about that then. But yeah, but like I said, when I seen him a couple months ago, I was like, wow, he done rushed for like 100 yards plus 200 yards receiving. Uh, he do not deserve to be on the practice squad. So hopefully Huntley is going. Um, Corey Clement is going, and with his level, like he reminds me of the running back from Kansas City, Edwards, number 25. That's who he
Hmm.
reminds me of. So um, Miles Sanders got his work cut out for him. So I just don't know how. I mean, as long as he don't get hurt, we should be straight.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think Milton Williams is going to be. I think his playing style remind and his body shape. He's not quite as short as BG. I think BG is a little shorter, but he's he's got that he's got that same work ethic. Where they have to use leverage, they have to use angles, they have to use their hands to make up for their shorter arms and things like that. And I like his versatility. So yeah, good shout out on the Milton Williams for sure. But as far as Gainwell, I mean that kid can. I mean, you can line him up pretty much anywhere. He's a converted receiver, so he can catch out of the backfield. He's not going to get you much between the tackles, but I mean, he kind of reminds me of Brian Westbrook like that, where he's more of an
Yeah,
outside runner
yeah,
and
he does. Yeah.
he can catch the ball too. So yeah, I mean, we're, to me, those are I like your picks for for steals of the draft. I would add in there Jacoby Stevens. Jacoby Stevens, I think, is going to be a good chess piece for Jonathan Gannon as far as he's that hybrid safety linebacker, and the kid's he's stellar. He's got stellar work ethic. He's very professional, and he's a great role model. So, those are all great things to have coming into the NFL. So, yeah, I think Jacoby Stevens was another good pickup for us as well.
Tell me something too. You think because we're not looking at because of the cornerback situation, do you think they're going to switch Andrew Adams over to a cornerback? Because you got to think about it. If we got Jacoby Stevenson, I get it. They want to turn him into a linebacker, but he's a linebacker and a safety at the same time. But Um, it's something
That's a good
about
question. I mean, that's a good thought. I mean, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that yet because to me, I think there's a good chance the Eagles still pick up a corner in free agency. Nelson from formerly from Pittsburgh, he's still available. So, I think there's a good chance we may pick up, and I think Richard Sherman's still even available too, because I know LB was talking about him earlier today at lunchtime of the Bullies. So,
yeah,
yeah,
but
I mean,
it don't look like he would come to Philly though because of new coaches
Sherman,
and I'm sorry.
you're talking about Richard Sherman.
Yeah, as far as Richard Sherman
Yeah,
go, I don't believe he would come here only because we got new coaches and from his arrogance and from from him being a Super Bowl winner and being I mean he is the best corner, but he is older, so it just depends on his preference on as far as coming here. I thought he was going to go to the Vikings, as
yeah,
as far as going out. But again, I don't know. I just don't know what they're doing yet. And I had something else on my mind, but I just don't. I think it might be a reason why we didn't get Nelson yet. Do Nelson? He's still a free agent, so he don't play for Pittsburgh no more, right?
right. He's a free agent. Yep.
And after him being a free agent, nobody still didn't pick him up. Like that sound odd to me, or I guess they was waiting until after the draft. So I just want to know who's on his phone for him to, who do he think he wants to go to, or they should have
Right.
been at the phone call. Now my thing is, well, it's not like we can't trade for him either. So it's like we had to offer him the money that he wants. So and
Yeah, that might be the thing. He may be asking for too much money. Definitely. Looks like we got 5 people in the live stream right now. So shout out to everybody who's checked in so far. But Eagle Champ One said, "Got a got channel, do videos. Keep up good work. Would love to collab with you sometime. Check out my channel, Passionate. I've been here for a while. YouTube just keep deleting my channel." Yeah, I know who. I've seen Eagle Champ One before. I've seen some of his videos before. So yeah, definitely. I will. We'll keep our eyes out for you, my man. Definitely. But yeah, Random Anton said Grimes was looking like a beast in the highlights I seen. Goes up and gets the ball. He's talking about the undrafted free agent we got, right? Isn't that who he's talking about?
yeah, see that, and that's another thing. Now,
Right. Trevon Grimes, right, out of Florida,
yeah,
wide
and like I said,
receiver. Yep.
well, like I said, once we done with this, make sure you check that video because you're gonna be surprised about it. But
Yeah.
we got him, and we have another guy named Jamon Osborne from Texas
Right.
A&M. So
Yes.
A&M. So it's gonna be it's so much talent now, and this is why I'm saying instead of it being a B minus, we're going to have to give it an A. Like this probably might be the best draft as far as what Howie is being concerned. So it's like I see what Nick Sirianni's doing, and like the passion that he's going to put on this team is going to be unbearable. I mean, this is why I just can't wait till training camp. And for everybody
Yeah.
that's
I feel you.
the guy Newman, like the guy Newman, Jamie Newman, he's good, but he's not going to come in. He's not going to outshine Hurt. He's not going to outshine Hurts for no reason. So it's
No, but
like,
he definitely could make the roster as quarterback 3. And as crazy things happen, you never know. We may need him, but like Random Anton said, Howie usually does okay with undrafted free agents, and he did. I mean, I can't argue because like the player that Mucci just said. I mean, this kid Jamie Newman out of Wake Forest, he transferred to Georgia right before during the pandemic, right before that pandemic hit, and then he sat out the 2020 season. So he was a top 10 overall draft pick going into last year, top 5 in quarterback. So this kid can definitely sling it. He's his one downfall is he's got to work on ball placement, but some of these undrafted free agents are definitely legit. So yeah, Howie's doing okay. I give him a solid my solid B is probably it's inching up to a B plus, getting closer to an A. The more and more, the draft kind of settles in with me.
Oh man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna have to give it an A again because on top of that, we had got the other guy. His name is Jack Stroll from Nebraska, tight end. When I tell you
Yeah,
he's I believe he's don't quote me on this. I think he's like 6'4", 260 pounds, and the 40 he runs a 4.5. And when I seen his tape, I mean, he always be out in space. I mean, he comes in, he does his little block, and then for some reason he can get away from a defender, he can get away from a linebacker, the safety, you name it. So I'm believing that because they brought him in, this is the reason why uh you know uh Zach Ertz is going to be out the door. It's just I just don't want them to cut him. I believe they're going, and if they cut him, they're going to do it by the summertime, just so that he have enough time that he can go to another team, and then
right.
I, because they always want he wants to be compensated, but it's like you want too much money. You got to understand is what you did last year. I understand you don't know you made the touchdown for the Super Bowl and all that, but this was like a couple years ago.
Right.
Like you already got your ring. You know what I'm
This is
saying?
right. This is a what. This is a what. This is a what. What have you done for me lately, league? Absolutely, I agree with you, and can't argue with that at all. Let's want to read some more of these comments because I'm getting a little behind. We got quite a few people in here. Shout out to Nikki Emmons. She said, "What's up? What's going on in here?" Sister with a nod said, "That's right. The more of Jacoby I see, the more I like him." I agree. Anthony Perry said, "Represent." Nikki Emmons said, "What's up, chat?" Yeah, I hear you, girl. We're getting at it. And Random Anton said, "What up, Nikki Emmons?" Anthony Perry said, "Grimes is nasty." Yeah, I mean that was it was very surprising to me that he fell, that he went undrafted. I think he was that kid's got a 77-inch wingspan. That's crazy. He's got that's long arms. That is very good for a receiver.
Again, I just don't understand how he was overlooked. And the more
Me
and more I look
too.
into it, it's like, is he our Jamar Chase? And I remember seeing a video. I mean, not a video. I remember seeing a game of him, and when I seen the game of him, it was like, all right, number 8 is not, when it was a Florida. I don't know who they was playing, but it was Florida against somebody, and I'm like, hey, number
Yeah.
8 is good, number 1 is good, number 84 is good. Like all these guys is good. Of course, 84 was Pitts, and this whole entire time I never knew that Pitts was from Philly, and he went to Tech. So it was like these guys is dominating, and
Right.
and now that we see Grimes that he's not he wasn't drafted to no team, like he can't afford, or we can't afford to put him on the practice squad. He's going to come and he's going to get somebody's job.
Right. The roster's going to be expanded too, especially if we're, it's going 17 games. They got to expand the roster. It's probably at least going to 60, if not 65. I think 65 would be even more of a realistic number. Playing 17 games, I think that we're going to need that. But Anthony Perry said these young Bulls got a different mentality, Sirianni-like passion. I see it in his draft picks. Yeah, I mean these young kids are hungry. They're coming ready to stick. Absolutely. Nikki Edmonds said, anyone else notice our oldest wide receiver is 25? Awesome. Yeah, we're young now. I mean, outside of a few older, of a few older players on the offensive defensive line, to me, we're definitely on the younger side for sure, and that's a good thing. Mike Little said, "What's up, y'all? Go Eagles." Anthony Perry said, "If Dickerson plays, it's definitely an A. I love LD." And Anthony Perry said, "I think Jamie Newman makes the team." Oh yeah, he's quarterback 3 for sure. Yeah, he's gonna make the team for sure. Don't sweat on that. System of the Knot said, "I got to take a phone call real quick. We'll be right back." All right, thanks for letting us know. Joey Shakes is in the house. Joey Shakes said, Joey Steak 72 said between the receivers we have now and what we have in undrafted free agents, we should not be drafting a receiver for a while. I'm expecting about. I'm excited about the competition at wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, we're
Yeah.
gonna have we're gonna have 6 or 7 guys that are going to be battling for this. The wide receiver room is deep on this team now. So yes, absolutely.
And that's
Eagle
the
Slayer 95 said, "What's up, bro? Go ahead, Mucci. My bad."
no, it's all good. As far as these wide receivers, see the thing is we can't be too complacent though. As far as Grimes and Asburn, right? We can't. I mean, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, what's going to happen is we I don't want to hype him up too much. Well, I do want to hype up Grimes, but at the same time, we did the same thing with Hightower and we did the same thing with Quez Watkins, saying how the speed was there and how they got hands at that and third, and what comes up, Quez Watkins is injured.
Right.
Uh, but then again, we have to remember it was about number 2 from the Colts. The way how he was throwing the ball, and if you are, have you ever noticed when number 2 from the Colts, when he used to be in the offense, again, he held the ball so long that everything was closing up. But as soon as Hurts come in, once he do his roll around rollouts and how he look into the field, it's amazing how all of a sudden he can find a receiver. Now, at the same time, now that it's Hurts and how they just gonna open up everything. And Hurts, even though this is his second year, this is going to be his first year as far as playing. You can't depend on 4 games. Um, he was like, wait, 2-2 or 1-3, but at the same time, he was just still playing better. He was still opening up, and like he's getting out. His strides is getting out faster, and he's looking downfield. He want to get the ball out. After he say hut, he's getting the ball out after 3 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds after he do his drop backs. So at the same time, like I said, this is definitely going to open up these wide. I feel sorry for Ward. I feel sorry for JJ Arcega-Whiteside, Hightower, and Quez Watkins. I mean, I get we're going to still keep some of them, but these guys are going to come in and going to be hungry. I mean, like, again, we need somebody to just catch the ball. None of that drop pass stuff. But again, we talking about 2 different quarterbacks. Hurts keep the ball up so it can stay, so it can plant into your chest. Uh, Number 2 from the Colts, what he do is he throw the ball and it goes down to your feet or close to your feet to your shins so you can catch the ball. Like, we don't need that. So again, like I said, I can't wait till training camp comes, and I just need to see what Hurts is going to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited about the new coaching staff, and I wanted to get your thoughts on what position coach on both sides of the ball are you going to have your eyes on most this next year?
The linebacker coach, I can't think of his name, but because he's so young, I need to know what's the impact on what he's going to do with the linebackers. Uh, and because of how young he is, he's not the same age as the some he might be the same age. How old? Do you know how old he is? It's just all about the
I,
respect and the determination of what he's going to do. Far as
right.
Eric Wilson, him coming over, that's why I'm just great. That was just a thorough addition that Eric Wilson is over here. If he wasn't over here, then yes, I'd be upset that we don't have Jacoby Cox and Jabril Cox and
Yeah.
Michael Parsons. Like, I will be upset, but
But
I got faith in Eric
you're talking
Wilson.
about Nick. You're talking about linebacker coach Nick Rollis. He's 27. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if
Shout
he
out to yeah, definitely he's 27.
Anthony Perry, yeah, because he's not here no more. So yes, he's number 2 on the Colts. So yeah, so since he's 27, how will these players relate to him, knowing that he's like maybe a couple years older than them? And I'd like to know, like, far as the schemes, far as the setup, far as practice go, and like, again, it's all about seniority and it's all about discipline. Like, how will they get them together? So until then, again, like I said, I'm just excited, I'm pumped, and this was making me work out again. Like, I'll be working on my arms, and I'm about to get my tattoos back into rare form, so I could just start. You know, I got my shoulder blades and all that together. So that's how excited I am. You know.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, um, you took the coach. You took the coach off on my list. I was gonna say the linebacker coach because of the fact that he is so young. You know, I believe he's younger than Alex Singleton. You know, so that's gonna be very very interesting. You know, I think it's gonna be a good thing though in a way because he's a former player himself and he's got experience coaching linebackers. You know, as an assistant, a linebacker coach. So I think he's going to be able to relate to the players and to be able to kind of speak that player speak and be able to get into their mentality and how they're thinking and things like that. So yeah, him and Coach Rocker. I mean, I'm excited to see on the defensive side, the defensive line. I'm excited to see Coach Rocker and what he can do with some of these young draft picks and with Josh Sweat. And I mean, he's got some weapons. You know, he's still got BG. We still got Cox and Hargrave in the middle. So, and Coach Rocker's got a lot of experience. He's coached in and out of college and the NFL, and he gets after it. You know, he's a hard-nosed coach who he's gonna get these guys going. So I'm really really excited to see him as well. But I mean, go ahead.
Well, again, like I said, as far as the other coaches too, like you were talking about, I want to know the wide receiver coach on top of that, and Jonathan Gannon. As far as you're talking about the defense, of course, we might be playing a 4-3 defense. Hopefully, they just play man. You know, as far as with the bump and run. Uh, I just like it's just gonna remind me of how the Colts was playing. I seen video on the Colts where they was playing 4-3 defense, and when they played once the ball snapped, I'm talking about they all spread out wide. So it's hard for the quarterback to throw the ball. I mean, that's how they're all set on every position or every receiver guy. But again, I'm just excited. And I see Joey Shake, shout out to you. He just said, well,
Yes, absolutely.
Grimes will beat out. Do you think Grims will beat out Hightower, Ward, obviously JD Arcega Whiteside? Again, with the competition, he's going to come in and he's going to be a beast. And like I said, I compare him to Jamar Chase. That's why I'm not even upset no more. You know how you got that feeling when the draft was coming, and then as soon as Cincinnati said Jamar Chase, you said, oh man, like, oh no, I can't. Like, he actually went to Cincinnati. Um, but
Right.
again, he was overlooked, and we got him. So again, he's going to come in and he's going to be a beast. It was just like this other guy that we had grabbed from last year. Oh man,
I mean,
he's from
Trevon Grimes is 6'3", 220 pounds, and like I said, he's got a 77-inch wingspan. So I
wait,
think
you
there's a
said
very good
6'3"?
chance that he. What's that? Yeah, he's 6'3" is what I have in my on my stats here.
I seen that he was 6'4", but hey, you know.
Okay, you know, yeah, but you know, I think there's a very good chance that he beats out Ward and Hightower on the depth chart. So, you know, it's going to be very very competitive wide receiver room this summer, and you know, iron sharpens iron. So that is only a good thing for us, our organization, and this team going forward. And you know, building hopefully this new dominant, you know, product that we could put out on the field every week, and you know, we can cover. Well, we're gonna cover the competition, right?
Which
We're
one
gonna smash the competition,
I see what you're doing.
and we're gonna cut them up too.
I got you because I was about to be rock, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I'm saying, because we got Grimes, I'm pretty sure they're going to. It's going to not be an upset, but it's going to be a shame, because I'm pretty sure they're going to trade Ward and they're going to trade Zach Ertz for something. Like, everybody's going to be like, "Oh snap, Ward!" Even though he just signed the contract and all this, that, and third, but it's like, I think they're going to let him go.
That's very it's very possible, because I'm sure there's some teams like Carolina who has a new quarterback who could use another solid receiver like Ward. So, especially someone that can stick in the slot and work in the middle of the field, things like that. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised by that, especially with now all of we have a lot of receiver depth on this team. So, he could definitely be, JJ Arcega-Whiteside to me is absolutely the odd man out now. I mean, Hightower might be too, depending on, how many people we're able to have on the roster. But looks like we got 10 people in the live stream now, so we got double digits. What's
Nice.
going on?
Yeah,
Let's see.
In the bubble and who
Lindsay
JJ
Enzone's in the house. Shout out to Lindsay Enzone. He said, "Oh shit, Mucci and Foothills in the building."
What's good, Lindsay? But yeah, I get it, but at the same time, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, he's still a first rounder at the end of the day. And I get it. He is buns, Anthony Perry, but at the same time, every time he comes in, he do catch the ball when he's supposed to. He do go out for long yardage, and he still catch the ball over defenders, and then he goes back over to the sideline. It's just the fact that it's not his fault. It's Doug Peterson's fault, as far as him working the offensive line, and those plays was just awful. The same thing with that's how it was failed for Hightower. They would bring him in on that one play. It was the same thing with Aguilar. It was one play where it'd be like a fake handoff, and he throws it as a one wide receiver on a fly. And sometimes Hightower will catch it, sometimes he'll drop it. And that was the same thing with Aguilar. So it was all about being a failure. Because again, look at what Aguilar did with us, as far as him, being on the team, and then he went over to the Raiders, and he been balling ever since. Now he got more respect because he's with the Patriots. I mean, he's going to be dominant with the Patriots. Trust and believe me. I mean, you can say what you want, but once he go over there, they're going to make him a star, especially with Cam being over there. So again, I feel it's going to be definitely crazy competition because Hurts, he keeps the ball up so you can catch it. You know what I'm saying? So it's to the point where they're going to be in the boardroom, and when they got to make the 53-man roster, they're going to be hard because I'm pretty sure that these wide receivers they're going to put in competition. I'm talking about they're going to put in so much hard work. It's going to be okay. How can we fit these two guys in, as far as Ashburn and Grimes? Like, who are we taking out? Just like with Khalil Tate. Khalil Tate hasn't been on the field. Like, he's been on the practice squad because he was the one. He used to be a quarterback, but he transitioned over to a wide receiver. So he's still not to get it. Like, they've been calling him off and on, and he's still at this time. He was supposed to be having the I guess it was supposed to be his field day, but he's not going to get a chance now because again, Grimes going to come in and he's going to steal the show. I promise you.
Right. System of the Knot said J-Jaw better not take anyone's spot. He's going to have the summer training camp and preseason of his, of a lifetime to take someone's spot on this team. At best he would be a special teamer, but I don't see JJ Arcega-Whiteside making this team. And I know he was he's going to be another wasted pick, but sometimes that's just the way it goes, But Lindy Enzone said, I might stream in a bit. Got an idea. Okay. All right. Lindy's getting active. Anthony Perry said, I feel you, Mucci, but I believe Grimes takes his spot before J-Jaw had an advantage because he knew playbook. But this is a new system and they're all even. Yeah. It's a whole new ball game with this new coaching staff and new playbook completely. So, Random Anton said Hightower has shown me some scared tendencies. How can we keep JJ? Both of those guys are going to, both of those guys are going to have, both of those guys are going to be on the outside looking in, especially with the two undrafted free agents we got. We got Devontae Smith as well. We already have some wide receiver, a little bit of talent in house with, we still got Travis Fulgham. We still got Jalen Rieger. We still got Quez Watkins. All three of those guys are making this team. To me, unless something crazy happens and one of them gets hurt or something like that. But those we have talent at wide receiver now. So JJ and Hightower to me are going to be, on the outside looking in, definitely.
All right, well, tell me something, right? 1 year Aguilar comes in, I believe he's good. Then 1 year he was off, and then 2017, everybody when training camp come, they said, "Yo, Aguilar's focused. Like he's focused. He putting in work. He's doing this. He's doing that." And these are players. I remember Brandon Graham saying it. He was like, "Yo, I'm on defense, but I'm seeing him catch the ball on the other side, right?" So
Yeah.
2017, he killed it. I mean, I'm talking about he smashed it. I mean, it was to the point where we was like, "Yo, this is JJ Arcega-Whiteside." Just like when he did that famous play with the Cardinals. So now here it is. We got JJ Arcega-Whiteside. I'm pretty sure he's seen everything. He's seen everything from the picture with his mom holding the umbrella over him to, far as people saying he's trash, he's this, he's that. And so I say that to say this: he putting in work. The competition is going to be unreal. It's going to be to the point where he's going to have to. I'm pretty sure he's going to say, "All right, y'all don't believe me? Say no more. Say less. I'm putting in work now." I'm pretty sure he's running like how he's doing because again, he was sterile in college. Trust him, but like when we drafted him, and I get it. When we wanted DK Metcalf, and we was like, all right, but we get JJ Arcega-Whiteside. He was nice at Stanford. He was really, I mean, when you see his tape, he was really nice. Again, the reason why we're saying this is because we're talking about Howie. Not Howie, excuse me. We're talking about Doug Peterson and the old coordinators. They didn't factor him in right. They didn't use him right. And again, we're talking about number 2 from the Colts. The way how he was judgmental. He knew who he wanted to throw the ball to. And the way how his actions showed how he didn't, how, all the accolades and as far as being in the locker room and how his play was, this is the reason why it failed these wide receivers. So now that Hurts is in, again, when Hurts came in, he made JJ Arcega-Whiteside look like something, even though if it's like 1 or 2 plays. So we just gotta, we just gotta understand that. Of course, we're saying all this now, but when training camp come, like before we even got these wide receivers, I said JJ Arcega-Whiteside, he's going to prove something, and that's only because I'm saying because Hurts to the point the way how he was throwing the ball. It's all about the way how you throw the ball. That's why I feel that number 2 from the Colts, he's going to do good with the Colts, but he's still going to have up and downs.
I love how you're not saying his name. I love it. I'm going to start doing that too. I love the way you're approaching that. I love it. And if this coaching staff, if Sirianni and Steichen and Moorhead can get productivity out of JJ Arcega-Whiteside, they will have my absolute respect, 100%, especially when it comes to developing wide receivers, because I'm not as optimistic about JJ as you are. I mean, I hope we can get something out of him, and we don't have to cut him, or possibly trade him. I don't know if anybody would even be interested in that, but Eagles Slayer 95 said his receivers are Smith, Rieger, Watkins, Fulgham, Ward, and Grimes. So yeah, that's pretty realistic, I would say, definitely. Jalen Pierce said you Eagles will get Foles back. Stop it. Stop it. You guys need to get out of here with that. Get out of here. Anthony Perry said, yeah, we got Alshon in 17, so it opened up for Aguilar. But what happened in 18 and 19? I think it's coaching.
Right.
To me, with Aguilar, a lot of it was in between was up here too. It was the mental thing, because you guys saw what he was doing with his social media accounts and things like that, and we all know how the Philadelphia fan base and the media, and they could be hard at times, and when you're not performing on the field, things can get a little brutal on social media, and if you let that get to you, which I think you did, it could become an issue. So, I think that was part of, to me, that was part of Aguilar's issue as well. Anthony Perry also said, J Jaw's looking good in camp, but bruh, season and what did he say? Season Tommy and Bull Houdini. I'm not sure. System of the Knot laughing. Lindy Endzone said J Jaw was an analytics pick like Milton Williams arguably is this year. You could also say they didn't have the best plan for JJ either, a wide receiver who struggled with route running. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've heard, Mucci, have you heard this at all about them possibly seeing if JJ can work out as a tight end? Have you heard that at all?
Somebody said that in one of my videos. They was like they were switching to a tight end, but um
I don't know if he can block good enough to be it. I mean, I know he can. He's got decent hands. I mean, I've seen it. He can catch in traffic, and I know a major strength of his. What was his, his red zone ability, in the ends, in the short yardage when we get close to the touchdown zones there. But I don't know. I don't know if that would work. I really don't know if that would work out. I don't know.
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that either because again, we got the guy Jack Strohs, that he can definitely put in work. As far as his
That guy
route,
doesn't drop balls. I heard that guy's got hands, crazy hands. I heard if you throw it in his catching radius, he's catching everything. That
that's
Jack
what,
Stroll we got is an undrafted free agent tight end. Yeah, what's he out of? Let's see, Nebraska,
Nebraska.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Again, it's all about yeah, but I get it. You can say route running all you want, but at the same time, again, when number two say from the Colts, when he say hut, and when he do his drop backs, he hold the ball too long. So obviously the route running is not going to. I mean, when he get off his step, he might have the defender off him. It's just that he don't throw the number two don't throw the ball like he should. But again, once Hurts comes in, he does his rollouts, and the way how he's so fast about doing his rollouts that he had time and had patience to scan the field to throw the ball, and guess who catch it? JJ Arcega-Whiteside. It's just the fact that JJ just don't stay out there. He only come out for one. He only go out there for one play just to have whoever else is the wide receiver have him take a breather. So again,
Yeah,
if
I
we
think
don't keep him, we don't keep him. But I'm just telling you, I guarantee you, he goes somewhere else because he's still a first rounder. Somebody else is going to give him a chance. And when he start making touchdowns, we're going to say, well, why he didn't do that over, with the Eagles, So
right. Kind of like we did this past year when we seen Nelson Aguilar, performing pretty well out in the desert, out in Vegas. So it's and we've seen it with other players too before. But anyway, Random Anton said, I think Mucci makes a great point. You can't necessarily judge based on college highlights. Also, we didn't put players in best position. Yeah, I agree. Lindy Enzo said, no. The biggest issue with wide receiver development from 17 to 18 was promoting Mike Groh to OC. Carson Welsh was a disaster for that wide receiver room. Yeah, that was one of the biggest things I was really happy to see is that we retained the same wide receiver coach that we had from last year, and Aaron Moorhead, because I think he is good, and I like having that consistency and that continuity with the coaching and the player development. It's important in my opinion. So I think that's a good point, and I think that's a good thing for the Eagles going forward. Anthony Perry said linebacker LB, or he said Lauren Brunson was saying switch J Jaw to tight end. Yeah,
no,
I mean
that wouldn't work.
I don't think it's going to work though. I think he's too small.
No, he's tall enough. I just don't think he got the strength to
block, right?
Yeah, he don't have the strength to block like that. So that wouldn't work. You keep him as a wide receiver. I mean, he's supposed to be good in the red zone, to tell you the truth. Like he was supposed to be, he's really good in the red zone when you think about it. But Again,
Right.
I'm glad you said
That was
Mike
his
Glenn.
that was his strength coming out of Stanford was, he was strong in the red zone. They could throw the ball up to him and he could high point the ball and bring it down. So, if we're able to use that ability at all, then I mean, it's possible, but I think I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. He's got, to me, J Jaw's got a big hill to climb in this wide receiver room for sure.
But
Random
that's
Anton said number two of the Colts. Got to use that one. Yeah, Mucci, I think you're gonna get that's gonna catch on.
definitely.
Lindy Endzone said that's true too, Mucci, with the QB. Don't get me wrong, but it's an equal effort between QB and wide receiver. No, it is, and we definitely as Eagles fans, we saw the difference in effort when number two of the Colts was on the field compared to when Jalen Hurts came out on the field. We've seen the team come alive in a way, and respond to Jalen Hurts and to me to put out more effort and to play harder. It's I don't know. It was kind of a weird thing with Wentz that way, but uh, Anthony Perry said J Jaw's a second rounder, but it's still a high pick. Should have picked DK there. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, my apologies. You're
obviously,
right. He is a second rounder.
yeah,
I'm thinking he was a
yeah.
first.
It was a second round pick.
He was a second
Yep,
round pick with Miles Sanders, right? Yeah. But, yeah,
right.
but again, as far as what Lenny was talking about with the quarterback to wide receiver, listen, when you in one, if you're in a game for the first, I guess say let's say the first quarter, and during that first quarter, on the first play, second play, third play, if you don't get it right, you got to get it right in the second, third, and fourth quarter. So again, number two from the Colts do the same exact thing. I can't wait until he start playing for the Colts because watch how, especially if they're in that shotgun, and of course, I guess it's all muscle memory because he got Frank Wright. So Frank Wright is definitely going to put him back in that position of the old plays, maybe from 2017, and just develop them better. But as soon as he say Hut and he got new wide receivers, the way how he arched his left, the way how he arched his right foot and his arm and how he extended, or not even extended yet, the way how he hold it and try to to preserve the field is like he's going to fail. But
He tries to
uh,
do too much. He does. He tries to do too much. Some of the times he tries to play hero ball, and it gets him in trouble. It really does. Um,
yeah, pretty much.
yeah, I mean, Lindy Endzone also said we have too many tight end projects. If if the if the Ertz release rumors are true, we need a lock at tight end too. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but again, we got that guy Steve Stokes. As soon as he come in, he's going to do a great job. I know he's going to put in some work. We got who else we got as tight end? We don't got Rodgers no more. I don't think because he's a free agent. And we had
yeah, I think Rogers and Josh Perkins are both still free agents, if I'm not mistaken.
and
I think
who's the other guy from the Cardinals that came over, the one that broke his hand? Because I was so hype on him. He was a wide receiver, but they turned
I'm
him
blanking on his name.
Lenny Enzo. I know you know who I'm talking about. He was a wide receiver from he was a wide receiver from the Cardinals. His hand was broke, and then we brought him in. He was a wide receiver, but they turned him into a tight end, which I think he should. And that's what I'm saying. You can't change JJ Arcega-Whiteside to a tight end because he can't block as well. But Hakeem Butler, thank you. Yes, Hakeem Butler. They turned Hakeem Butler from a wide receiver to a tight end, but again, he can't block. He can't block for nothing. That's why you need to turn him back. He can block, but he just can't block. He can't block a linebacker or a defensive tackle. He
Yeah,
already with the corner, but you need to turn him back into a wide receiver. That's why I was like, I wasn't so pressed about I mean, I was pressed about getting a new wide receiver, but I was saying um you need to turn Hakeem Butler back to a wide receiver because again, what he did in college was crazy. But and he was a fourth rounder, so I mean, at this time, his career really didn't go nowhere. But system of the what's the system of the knot? He said Jason
Yep.
Kroom, but Jason Kroom, I don't think he plays for the Eagles no more. He came in for that one touchdown, and I don't know whatever happened to him.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the active roster anymore. I could be wrong, but Rick McC said Trey Burton was not a great blocker either, but it worked in 2017. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Trey Burton wasn't the greatest blocker, but you know when it comes to this is the thing with we're talking about trying to find a new position for someone that we drafted in the second round. You know that's not necessarily a good thing, especially you know uh, with the like I've said a couple times already, like with the talent that we have now at wide receiver, it's going to be very very hard to, in my opinion, for Hightower or JJ to make the squad. You know, unless they have a really big year. But
So,
yeah, I mean Anthony Perry said Mucci got to have me. He's got have me having saying the number 2 of the Colts. Random Anton said Wentz looks paranoid in the pocket. Yeah, he does definitely. He's got the happy feet. Yeah. Rick McC said Sixers up on the Rocket G League 75. let's talk some J Jaw. System of the Knot. Yeah. Wentz wanted that hero label. He wanted to be on ESPN highlights. He forced everything. Yeah, especially this past year, he looked very uncomfortable a lot of the time, and did look like he was forcing things, definitely. But yeah, Lindy Endzone said Akeem Butler. Yeah, that was the tight end you were thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lindy Endzone said Tyree Jackson is another project. Jack Stroll is an undrafted free agent. There's low expectations there. A guy like Richard Rodgers could be an easy plug and play with could be an easy plug and play while Young developed the bottom of the depth, or while you develop the bottom of the depth chart. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but I'm trying to tell you, Jack Stowe, he's gonna come in, they're gonna like him. He's gonna definitely put in some work.
I think he's got a good chance to at least make. I think he's got a good chance to make the practice squad. Even I mean, at worst,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be around for sure. Lindy Endzone said, as far as we're talking tight ends right now, so he said Jason Kroom is still here as well. So I guess we still do have Jason Kroom as a backup tight end. So he's definitely a possibility. System of the Knot said that's true. Nikki Emmons is still in the house. Shout out to her. How did it work for Burton beyond the Eagles? That's a good point. Yeah, I mean Trey Burton wasn't very successful after the Super Bowl run. You know, he had a year or two with the Bears, and yeah, hasn't done much since. So yeah, definitely good point there.
So, you know,
is he with number 2 of the Colts?
Yep.
Okay. Lenny Endzone said he's always been a tight end 2 or tight end 3. Nicky Trey can still ball in the right system. Let's not act like he's a scrub. No, I mean, yeah, I would tend to agree with Lindy, because he was definitely not in the right system in Chicago, and I think you will see him, you know, come back to some relevancy in Indianapolis, this next year. But we got a couple more comments here. Anthony Perry said, I loved Wentz, but he was never quite right after game 11 in 17 at Rams. Yeah, that's very true. Mm-hmm. Very true. Facts. Rich McC said, do not want J-Jaw to become the next Brian Finneran, where Finneran balled out with Vic on the Falcons. Yeah, I mean, that's very true. He could, I mean, like Mucci was saying earlier, we could easily cut him and he could go ball out somewhere else. So, I mean, we got to try to see if we can get some something out of him before, you know, we cut ties. I think we got to give him a fair shake this training camp. Snapback Jug said, remember LJ Smith?
I loved
He
him.
was he was okay as our tight end. He was to me he was more than okay. LJ
Yeah,
Smith was legit. He was above average, definitely. Very
yeah,
very good
that was
security
one of my
blanket for Donovan
favorite.
McNabb.
That was one of my favorite tight ends. And you know what's crazy? He had a I seen him too. He looked very different though. You know, I guess because over the years, like he lost his muscles, but I guess maybe he just thinned out. Like he's still in good shape, but he had a him and his wife had a one of those painting shops. You know, if you take a lady, like if you take your wife or your significant other to a place so you can paint, like they got like a little. They had a paint thing where you could sip wine and all that. I just can't think of those places, but they had
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he got something like that over in Jersey.
Okay.
Well, that was on that
Where
was
the
a
where the where the where the where the soccer moms go drink wine and they paint and they gossip while they're painting.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I know what you're talking about. So I wanted to throw a question at I wanted to throw a question at you real quick.
Hmm.
Um, before I do that, let me read a couple of these more comments. Anthony Perry said, "I'm sorry, I said Wentz. Damn it, it's number 2 of the Colts." Nikki Emmons said, "L.J. Smith was my first jersey," and so I know you're a big Miles Sanders guy, right? I mean, you like Booby. I,
Yeah,
I, I think I think he's a very talented kid. I think his major issue has been, some of the injuries that he's had. But I'm going to throw a number at you as far as games that you think he's going to play, and I want you to give me the over or the under. And for Miles Sanders, I'm going to say 13. What would your over or under be on that?
you saying he's going to play just 13 games?
No, I'm saying, do you think he's going to play more than 13 games or less? As far as like his health,
Yeah, that's so I mean, what was his injury? He had a knee injury.
I think he had an ankle, and then I think maybe a shoulder. I'm not 100 on that, but I know it was an ankle at one point. I don't know if he had if it was a knee issue. It wasn't anything too major.
All right, well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say he's gonna have a breakout year because the line, everything should be better. I mean, again, we talking about Nick Sirianni and Shane Stanish. Everything should be better as far as offensive wise. I could. It's like I could feel it. I see them. Ugh, I see them doing some thorough things. When I mean, I who are we going to have? So, as far as running backs, because
We're gonna have
we can only have three for right now, right? We can only have three that's on the roster, and then we're gonna have some in the practice squad. So obviously, how I see it, I don't I don't see them getting rid of Jordan Howard because Jordan and the thing about Jordan Howard, I wish they could change him into a fullback, but Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, they're gonna uplift each other, and then you got Boston Scott. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna I'm pretty sure they're gonna work something out. 13 games, I'm pretty sure more than 13 because again, they're gonna swap out. And if he need a breather, he's always gonna put his hand up so he can say, come on over here. I need air, you know what I'm saying? Or he just need to get his breathing back, his breath back, and he jump right back in. So how I see it, it should be more than 13 games. I'm gonna say, okay, no, I'm gonna say 13 games in case if we do make the playoffs.
got you. I got you. Yeah, I mean that's. I think it's gonna be. I think he's gonna have a healthier year, and I think it's gonna be over. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be at least 14. Um, Rich McSee said max 12. So he's more on that under optimistic side. But I mean, I definitely hope that we become more of a run first team, and Booby is able to show more of his talents and what he can do, because I think they can help develop him as a pass catcher as well. Help him build on that. But JC Eagles talk is in the house. He said more. I think our whole team will be much healthier this upcoming season. I mean, health is definitely going to be. It's always a factor, and if there's no way we can have it more injuries on the offensive line and more shuffle at that and on that area than we did last year. So it can't get much worse. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, System of the Knot said the thing with Booby, he has small injuries, but they were nagging. Yeah, that's right. I think he did have like a knee strain. I think it was like a nagging. I think you're right, Mooch. I think it was a knee. Anthony Perry said 13 is about right, especially since we got Gainwell and Howard. They may even sit him against his will. Yeah, especially if we're in a position later in the season where we don't need him, then yeah, he could definitely miss a game because of just resting him for sure. But Rich McSee said, "Hero ball gets you injured." I think he's talking about number 2 from the Colts there. System of the
Yeah.
Knot said hamstring muscle and rolled ankle. That's right. It was a hamstring. Okay. So with Booby, it was a hamstring and an ankle. Yeah. So they haven't, like I said, it hasn't been anything too serious, but just nagging stuff, kind of stuff that just kind of lingers. But Lindy Endzone said, he also said he battled ankle injuries in 19 and a grade 2 hammy in 20. Yeah. So yeah, Booby's had some health issues, but I'm looking for Miles Sanders to have an explosive year. This kid, to me, he really can score from anywhere on the field. And if we have a healthy offensive line that's getting after it, then sky's the limit for him and for the other running backs on this squad too. As far as like JC Eagles Talk says, Gainwell and Howard as well. They're going to be a part of the mix going forward. I don't know how much Boston Scott's going to be able to contribute going forward, and I know we still have that kid we got from Detroit, Jason Huntley, I think is his name. So we got some running backs. We got some running backs in house too. So it's going to be, there's going to be competition. Like Coach Sirianni said, there's going to be competition everywhere. So you better sharpen your scissors, get your rock out, and make sure your paper's straight because we're going at it.
Yeah. And then on top of that, Miles Sanders definitely got to do his thing because now he's coming up on his 4th year. So of course he want to have a breakout season so he can work on his 5th year option as far as his contract. And obviously he would love to get paid, but he's not going to get paid like his brother from the Giants. So I mean, again, I'm not sure. And the way how everybody's playing it and how we all playing it, we're saying Gainwell. People are already saying that Gainwell is going to take Sanders' spot because obviously
No
we know
way.
Howard.
Who said that?
Listen, after what you've seen what Gainwell can do in college, you don't think if Booby going to keep having his injuries, you don't think he'll take his spot? Think about
I
it.
mean,
All right, so look, we got it on the board right now. You got Sanders, Howard,
right, right,
Kenyon, Scott, Huntley, and Holyfield. We have not seen Holyfield play in what 2
right,
years. We haven't not we
right.
seen Huntley come in, do little
Oh,
screen
and
plays.
Killings.
Yeah, that's another
And
person.
don't forget about Adrian Killings too. As fast as he is, he's going to probably be more on the outside looking in to make this roster too, because he'll be
That's
more of
exactly what
a
I'm saying.
special teams guy at best.
I I don't even know about that because again,
Right,
Clemens once Gainwell come in afterward, as far as the hit, again he put the hit on uh Michael Parsons. He's going to definitely see him again, as far as him being in this division. So I
right,
mean, again, I don't want to put myself ahead of everything too because I still have to preserve and I got to study what's really going on because again, this this division I'm scared of. I'm not scared of the
right.
Cowboys, but I'm scared of the Giants. Well, again, no, I'm not scared of the Giants because just like last year, right? When the Giants they played when the Giants played the Cowboys, excuse me, when the Giants played the Eagles 2 times. The first time they played, I was like, okay, I forgot if we won or we lost. I think we lost. And the second time, it's all about studying. And this is why I'm glad that Jim Schwartz is gone. I screamed at the when I did my recap saying, okay, we about to play all again, whoop whoop whoop. Watch for the fake and watch for the roundabout. That what's their quarterback name? Um Daniel.
Who?
Uh
Oh
Daniels from
yeah,
the
yeah,
I
Daniel
screamed
Jones.
out, yeah, I screamed out and said, "Yo, watch out for the roundabout." And remember, he did like almost 80 yards on us until somebody caught him. But again, we got different coaching now, so this whole division, and then I just don't know what they're going to do with the Washington Redskins or the Washington football team. So it's like this is unreal. So I just don't know how everything is going
Right.
to. Well, I mean, this is going to be our year because everything is going to work within, as far as what hurts and everybody. But again, it's just all about this defense. And Lenny, let me tell you,
Snap.
before you
So,
got on here, I just want to know, Lenny or anybody that's in the chat now, I just want to know your perspective. Do y'all think because we didn't see a cornerback yet, do you think Andrew Adams that we had signed, do you think they'll position him into a cornerback?
okay. So snapback. We'll see what they say in the comments about that. But
Mm-hmm.
snapback Jug said Jalen Hurts over under 800 rush yards this next year. Hmm.
Uh,
That's a good question.
no, I don't
I'm
think.
gonna say under because I think he's gonna try to stay in the pocket more
Yeah,
and use his arm. So I'm gonna say under.
yeah.
I'm gonna say he's gonna have about 650 in rushing. 650 with 4 or 5 touchdowns.
I mean that, especially with having Devontae Smith, and far as these other wide receivers, and far as how again Shane Stanish, I, I think they're going to be balanced, but they're going to be more on the on the throwing, because with Shane Stanish, I think it's going to be, or the way how Nick Sirianni is going to portray it is, when we run the ball, get as much as you can get. Until then, we're going to be throwing the ball, because I can already see from Shane Stanish being from this for them Chargers, the way how his setup going to be is going to be 3 wide receivers on the right side and 1 wide receiver on the left side. So, and vice versa. So
Yeah, right.
that's how I see it.
So and right. And JC Eagles Talk said, I think some of our running backs are strictly for special teams. Can't use wide receivers for punt return or kickoff. I mean, I don't know about that. Rieger did pretty good to me last year on punt return. So, um, you know, if Jalen Rieger wants to keep pursuing that, I think that's a good, definitely could be a possibility. Anthony Perry said, "I like Gainwell, but I'm a wait replacing Sanders. Let's get the let's get the feet wet first." Yeah, definitely. I mean, that we're not trying to put the cart before the horse here at all. I think Mucci's just excited about Gainwell and what he can bring to the table. So
Well, yeah, no, no,
yeah,
no. I'm not
definitely.
saying I'm not. What I'm saying is Gainwell is not going to come in and take his job. I'm saying when Sanders play, if he gets hurt, and when he comes in, when Gainwell comes in, he's going to definitely do his job to the point where that's when he might take over, because it's like it's going to be a lot of eyebrows raising, saying, "Oh, wait a minute now." Miles keep getting hurt. Gainwell coming in and he's doing his job. Like, or I'm saying Gainwell's getting the job done. That's why I'm saying, and of course he's definitely going, once he get his opportunity, he's definitely going to get his feet wet. Like with the other running backs, Clemens, he can't do it. Like I did in another video with my man Pablo Gary, his legs is like they too spread apart. You know what I'm saying, and they don't get
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
So
He's got a
and
bad base, not a good
yeah,
base.
and what's his name, Killians, like when he had his opportunity with the San Fran, I get it. It was only one football game, or it was one game, but he couldn't get around the corner for nothing to save his life. So
Right.
that's why I'm saying Gainwell definitely is going to come on, and he's going to get the job done. He said
Got
left.
you. Lenny Enzone said, laugh out loud, Mucci, echoing what I told him and Pablo. the other day about Kenny G. Kenny fell because he didn't play last year. Imagine if he replicated his 19 season in 20, he'd be a third round pick. Yeah, I mean, there was so many guys who dropped because of the pandemic. You know, there was a lot of guys opted out, and that affected their draft stock. And whether that's fair or not, you know, it kind of is what it is at this point, and they just got to kind of roll with it. You know.
Yeah, but
But Random Anton said, I think we are being slept on. I don't
yeah,
know.
I mean, yeah. What the JC said about Andrew?
Yeah, JC Eagle Talk said Andrew will play safety until McLeod could come back from his ACL injury. We will bring in a corner before training camp. But we also got the rookie too. We had drafted that kid out of Texas Tech. You know, I don't know if they're willing to throw him on the outside, but we got Zach McPherson too. So, you know, he could possibly be our cornerback too. Going into this next year, it could be very possible they could just throw him into the fire. You know.
No, the reason why I said the only reason why I said Andrew Adams as a cornerback is because don't we have Harris too? We got Harris. What's Harris' first name that came from the Vikings?
Anthony Harris.
So yeah,
Right.
so if Anthony Harris be a safety, that's how come we won't change Anthony Adams into a cornerback? So I should have rephrased that
Right.
better.
It's kind of like the opposite of Maddox, right? They're talking about because Maddox can't really play on the outside and he's limited covering in the slot. There's a chance that Avonte Maddox could be converted to safety. But you know, the safety room is going to be crowded too with Anthony Harris, McLeod coming back from injury. We have Kavon Wallace. You know, he's an unproven young kid who could be a breakout kid as well. So you know, we'll have to keep our eyes on that. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting because Jonathan Gannon likes to move guys around. So you know, he likes to play that chess game out there on the field. Random Anton said Hurts is going under around 700 rush yards, maybe less because our backfield and wide receivers. Yeah, facts, definitely. He's got the Slim Reaper to throw the ball to now. He's got D-God, he's got weapons. So I don't think he's going to be running too much. Assistant of the Knot said only if we don't pick up another DB. I think he's referring to you talking about maybe having that guy converted to corner. So yeah, we'll see. Definitely. We've been going for about an hour and 25 minutes, so I think we're going to go for about another 5 minutes or so, and then we're going to call it a night. But yeah, we appreciate it and love everybody who's checked in on the live stream so far. We've been right around 9 or 10 people in the live stream for the most part. But Lindy Inzone said from Tampa Bay, I don't know. He reminds me of that Chris Maragos role for special teams, reliable veteran that can lead the charge. Not to mention Zach McPherson had about 500 snaps on special teams in college, I think. Wow, I wasn't aware of that. That's a lot of snaps. Yeah. But Tommy March is in the house. Shout out to Tommy March. He said, "What's up, fellas? Just noticed you guys. Thank you, guys. Hey, Tommy, make sure you hit that like. We are streaming on both of our channels, so make sure you sub both of us up. And we are on that road to 1,000 subs this summer. If you guys are new to my man here, Mucci Robinson, he is an up-and-coming Eagles content provider just like myself. And we are on the road to, like I said, 1,000 subscribers this summer. So please help us spread the word, like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to continue to do our thing. Absolutely. But System of the Knot said Killian had one snap in that game. Yeah, Adrian Killian is definitely had very, very limited playing time, and it's probably going to continue to be that way, especially with the depth that we now have on this team. But Benny Boom 68, shout out to you. Maddox should be moved to safety. Yeah, he's too much of a reliability at corner. I agree. Snapback Jug said, great show, guys. Much respect. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Absolutely. Anthony Perry said, I love these Johns. And JC Eagle Talk said, hey, y'all guys, doing a great job. I love Eagles content creator. We are taking over YouTube. Absolutely. Our fan base is the strongest on YouTube, if you ask me. I haven't seen I haven't seen anything that's getting anything closer. Anthony Perry said could talk Eagles 24/7, but we all got to work. Left LMAO number 2 of the Colts. Rich McC said close to 1K subscribers. Great to hear. And Nick Hammond said good show. Thank you guys so much. And Beanie Boom 68 said I'm doing another background for you tomorrow. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. He's doing some some good work there, so I appreciate that. But before we get going, Mooch, do you have any closing thoughts or anything else you wanted to ask me?
Well, the other thing was the beef with the between the Giants and the Eagles, to where when the Giants played the Cowboys, I believe because they won is the reason why they went to number 11 in the draft, and now that the Cowboys had switched up with us is another reason why we got Devontae Smith. So again,
Right.
that's why I appreciate that. And I just can't wait to play them this year. Because I'm gonna definitely get at that guy, Mad Dog Sports. I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing to him now, but I get it. Like he was, he felt some type of way. He did his little thing, and I guess because LB started something, but it is what it is. You know that you wanted Devontae Smith, but we got him. He never wanted to come to New York. He never said that. He always wanted to come to Eagles because it's Jalen Hurts. Why would he go to New York when? Uh, I mean,
He doesn't have a quarterback. He doesn't have a quarterback.
hey,
Well, why would he want to go to New York for? And have Daniel Jones throwing the ball? Daniel Jones is going to be throwing the ball to the other team, not to Devontae Smith. He's either going to be throwing the ball to the other team or he's going to be dropping the ball. So what for? Why would he want to go to New York?
Hey, and that's the reason why they got Kadarius Toney. Now Kadarius Toney, again, he is nice, but he's not better than Devontae Smith. But my closing thoughts. So on top of that, of course, it's always fly Eagles fly. Yes, again, thank you for having me on the channel. We both on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We both be putting in work almost every other day. I'm gonna be talking to you a lot more. I do have another a live show that I'm gonna be doing from now on every Sunday at 7:30 with my other guy. His name is Pablo Gary, and we call it a podcast show, Bird Gang Mafia. You know what I'm saying? It was only an idea because again, my name is Mucci Robinson. His is Pablo Gary, so it's like we the mafia. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we're gonna do that every Sunday at 7:30. And until then, it's always fly Eagles fly. I just can't wait I just can't wait until it's the training camp comes. So because I definitely want to see what's going on. I definitely want to see what the hype is about with this team, and I want to see what these plays are. As far as the cornerbacks, I'm pretty sure they're going. So again, the guy with Zach, I wasn't too fond with him, but I mean, the more and more I see video on him, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come in and do some wonderful things. So I'm not a hater. It's just that I'm an understander. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, until then,
Yeah.
again, thank you for having me. And again, we're going to definitely hit that 1,000 subscribers sooner as you think.
Absolutely. And you guys, we are finishing up this live stream. We went an hour and a half today. Please, if you haven't done so already, please sub up my man Mucci Robinson here. Go check him out. He's on the road to 1,000 subscribers, just like myself. And likewise, if you guys on Mucci Robinson's channel, if you are new to my content, please come over to the Nest Out West with your boy here, Philly Foothills. I'm keeping it fuego and always bringing that great content. So yes, you guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone for being in the live stream with us today. And as always, fly Eagles fly. And until next time, stay mean, stay green, and thanks for viewing me on your screen. Peace.